Hi friends, my name is Katarina and welcome to Beats of Calm. Today I thought I could do my mid-year reading wrap-up, even though I'm already a bit late because it's already almost end of July, but I still wanted to do it for fun. I own Bookstagram called Lazy Reader Diaries. But I also really like to watch long content, and especially YouTube. So I decided to bring back my old 2020 YouTube channel and use it for whatever I'm feeling. And I want to talk about books today. So yeah, this is my mid-year reading wrap-up. I have my journal and my Fable account to help me. So I'm kind of following the tag that exists, but also just speaking about what I want. So yeah. So this year I started with a series actually that a friend recommended to me, which I don't see many people speak about, at least here in Portugal. But they're finally getting translated. There's, I think, the first two books out already in Portuguese. So hopefully it will be more spoken about. But yeah, my first book of this year was Spark of the Everflame by Penn Cole. I went into this book knowing absolutely nothing, just that my friend loved it and it was fantasy. So yeah, I started with Spark. I gave it, I guess I can say my ratings already. I gave it 5 stars. So that was the start. And then if you know, Onyx Storm was coming out in January. So I wasn't sure if I should start another book because I read Spark pretty fast. I think I read Spark in 10 days, which is fast for me. I work a 9 to 5 and I don't have a huge amount of time to read, so I usually read pretty slow, but I ended up reading Spark very fast. So, and I loved it so much, and it ended on a cliffhanger. So I ended up grabbing Glow next, Glow of the Everflame, which I also gave 5 stars. And I finished it in time to then start Onyx Storm in January too. So that was the second book I read. And then I read the most expected book of the beginning of the year. I read Onyx Storm, which I gave also 5 stars, which can be a bit controversial. I feel like not a lot of people enjoyed Onyx Storm as much as the other books, but I really liked it. I really loved it. It gave me Aqua War vibes. I don't know. Aqua War is my favorite ACOTAR book, so I really loved it. Really loved it. So yeah, 5 stars. This was my third book of the year. And after that, I decided to grab Heat. I was in the Kindred's Curse saga role, so I read Heat. I actually read this one on my Kobo, and I had no idea it was this gigantic. It took me a while to get through it, but I really loved it. I gave it 4 stars, but it was still a favorite. Really loved it. Super fun. After this came my most expected read of the year, which you don't know, but I'm a huge Hunger Games fan. So I was very, very excited to read Sunrise on the Reaping, and I guess you can guess it already. I gave it 5 stars because everything Hunger Games is everything to me, and Haymitch is a favorite character of many of us, I think, and we all had a lot of expectations for his story to be told, and it was everything I could ever wish for. Perfect book, 5 stars. After Sunrise, I actually read on my Kobo. I read The Love Hypothesis. there's no need to show you the cover. I'm pretty sure you know it, but I can put it here. I read The Love Hypothesis. It's my second read from Ali Hazelwood. I only read Pride before, and I absolutely loved it. My friend told me it was her favorite book, and I get it. I really, really loved it. It was super cute. I gave it 5 stars. And I hear there's a movie coming, and there's the cast already, and I'm very excited for that. Even though the cast for Adam is nothing like I imagined, but I'm not that picky, honestly. I'm just really excited to see it in a rom-com movie, which are my favorite kinds of movies. So yeah, after The Love Hypothesis, I read Once Upon a Broken Heart, which has been on my TBR for so long. I have the 3 books, and they've been there looking at me, and I don't know why I postponed it for so long. I think I just had a lot of expectations, and in the book talk and bookstagram world, there's always new things coming out, and something sounds extremely appealing, and you have to read it immediately. So this ended up getting pushed back, but I finally grabbed it last month, and I gave it 4 stars. But I really loved it. It's super cute, it's very whimsical. I'm very excited to read the next 2 books. But after these, also on my Kobo, I read Deep End by Ali Hazelwood, which I gave 4.5 stars. I really, really loved it, which I was not expecting at all. Because of a lot of mixed reviews and the theme of it, like the romance type of it, and the spicy scenes, if you know, you know. I wasn't sure what I was gonna expect of it, but I love Ali Hazelwood's writing. She writes the most natural and adorable relationships, and it's just rom-com, and I love Deep End. I did not expect it, but I loved it. And that's all I read so far, and I guess I can show you my current read. I'm actually reading a book from a Portuguese author, which is called Aquilo que o Sono Esconde, from Mafalda Santos. I'm very in the beginning because I'm about to leave for vacation, so this week has been just focusing on work and packing. So yeah, I haven't read a lot of it, but I'm really enjoying it. It's very different from what I'm used to reading, as I usually read fantasy and romance, and it's a pure thriller, which I don't usually read, but it's being very interesting, and I'm excited to continue and finally get sucked into it, but life has just not been allowing it right now. So now that we're done with the whole what I've read so far, I guess I'm gonna answer some questions from the tag. Maybe not all of them, because some I feel like I either don't have an answer or they don't apply. So I'm just gonna choose some and answer those. So the first question is, I'm reading on my computer, so that's why I'm looking that way. The first question is the best book you've read so far in 2025. And for me, because it was my most expected book, and it's just my favorite world of the Hunger Games, it is Sunrise on the Reaping, and it will probably be at the end of the year too. It will probably be my favorite read of the year. It's just very special to me. Okay, next question is best sequel you've read so far. So I'm guessing that's from the series I had already started before, so I'm gonna say Onyx Storm, a series I love and adore, and it was everything I expected and more, so definitely Onyx Storm. For number 3, new release you haven't read yet. Oh, I actually have on my Kobo the new Emily Henry book. I haven't read it yet because there's a lot of, again, mixed reviews, and they say it's very different from her previous books. I've only read Funny Story from her, and I don't know, from the reviews, I feel like it's not going to be my favorite book, so I haven't read it yet. But I have it on my Kobo for when I feel like it. So for number 4, the question is most anticipated release for the second half of the year. Okay, for this one, it's definitely Mate from Ali Hazelwood, which is the sequel to Bride. I looked there because I have it on my shelf there. I'm very, very excited to read it. I loved Bride, so I'm very excited to read more in that world. And I love Ali Hazelwood, so I'm sure it's going to be amazing. Next question is biggest surprise. For biggest surprise, it's definitely Deep End. I had zero expectations for that book. I read it just, after fantasy, to read something that is completely disconnected, no sequels, no anything, just a simple romance. And I had zero expectations for it, and I absolutely loved it. So that was my biggest surprise. Next question is favorite new author, debut or new to you? Well, I'm gonna say, let me grab it. I'm definitely gonna say Pen Cole. I love this series. I am dying to have the last book. If you've read this series, you know it ends in a huge cliffhanger, and I just can't wait to have Burn in my hands or in my Kobo. I just need to read the end of that story. It's amazing. I really loved it, and I love the way Pen Cole writes. So that's definitely my favorite new author. Okay, so next question is book that made you cry. There's no doubt here, right? We all know what it's gonna be. If you've read it, you know. Definitely Sunrise on Reaping. I actually finished this book when I was on a weekend out with family, so I ended up controlling myself a lot, but the end of these and the middle too, I teared up many times. But I feel like if I was alone finishing this book, I would be sobbing, like absolutely sobbing. But I'm the kind of person that doesn't love crying in front of others, so I controlled myself and didn't cry that much. But I would have sobbed like a baby if I was alone reading the end of these. These absolutely destroyed me. So yeah, definitely the book that made me cry. Not the only one, but the biggest one. Next question is book that made you happy. I'm gonna say The Love Hypothesis. It just made me so giddy and happy. It's the cutest little story, and I loved the dynamic between the characters. So yeah, that book made me very happy. I loved it. Next question is most beautiful book you've bought so far this year. Oh, I actually didn't get it from my shelf. Give me a second. Okay, so the question is most beautiful book you've bought so far this year. I can't really decide between these two, but it's definitely these. Like, these editions are so beautiful. I haven't read them yet, clearly, but these are absolutely gorgeous. I think maybe, to me, because I love purple, Enchantra is gorgeous. It has a spooky vibe, but it's just beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. So I think this is the most beautiful book I bought this year. Yeah. Next question is, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? I definitely want to read these two during fall, because I feel like these give spooky vibes. They need to be read in fall, in my opinion. I really like Halloween. I'm an October baby, so of course I love Halloween. But yeah, these give spooky vibes, so I feel like I need to read them during autumn. And I'm very excited for these because they have amazing reviews. So definitely these. What else? I would also really like to continue the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. I would love to finish it. Let's see if I can get to that. And And the next book that I need to read, I wouldn't say by the end of the year because they're big. Definitely need to start this year are the Crescent City books that I have on my shelf waiting for me to grab once I get the confidence to grab such a big book. But yeah, definitely need to read those because we all know that ACOTAR 6 is coming. So I need to get to that. I need to get to that. So those are all the questions. I guess I can just share some of the stats from Fable that I have over here. As a lazy reader, my reading goal for this year was 10 books. I've already read 8, so I believe I'm gonna surpass it, hopefully. So next interesting stats. My most read genre is romance so far and fantasy. Romantasy, actually, 6 books of romantasy. My average rating so far is 4.7, so it's been a very good year for me. And my most read authors so far are Pencol and Ali Hazelwood. Read the 3 from Pencol and so far read 2 Ali Hazelwood. So yeah, I guess that's all from me. I hope you enjoyed this little chat about the books I've read so far, and let me know what was your favorite read so far, and let me know what you're reading next. Bye, guys!